There is a legal business sector operating almost entirely in the background. It requires no law degree, apprenticeship, or prior experience in the courts. It is the business of process serving. And because court orders, subpoenas, and complaints have to be delivered in both good economies and bad, the demand for this work remains steady. The financial baseline is compelling. Standard payouts for delivering these documents range from $50 to well over $200 per serve. This chart plots common side hustles based on barrier to entry against potential income. Notice how process serving is isolated up here in the upper right quadrant. It sits there because the high hourly rate rewards navigating a moderate initial barrier. The high pay exists entirely because regulatory friction prevents the average person from waking up, downloading an app, and immediately taking the work. However, this high hourly rate requires total adherence to legal procedure from the moment you step out of your vehicle. Every action you take in the field is governed by the strict rules of due process, anchored by legal precedents like the Mullane Standard. If you violate state statutes, even accidentally, judges will simply toss out the serve as invalid. A botched serve wastes time, ruins relationships with the hiring attorney, and exposes you to liability claims. So the core problem for a beginner is obvious. You need to accurately navigate hidden legal requirements and complex state bureaucracy without getting sued. Finding clients who need process servers is easy. Surviving the initial bureaucratic learning curve is the actual challenge. Process serving rules are fragmented into 3 tiers. Tier 1 states, like California, require exams, filtering competition so operators command premium rates. Tier 2 uses county registration, while Tier 3 operates as an open market, where you start immediately with an LLC. But while Tier 3 is fast, the lack of oversight is a trap for the undisciplined. You have to self-impose strict operational rules to ensure your affidavit of service holds up as legal evidence in court. If you guess incorrectly about which tier your state falls into, you will easily stall your launch by weeks. Beyond the regulations, we have to look at the hard math to see what becoming fully operational actually costs. Our Year 1 startup budget begins with administrative costs like LLC formation and basic field equipment. Next, add protective layers, annual premiums for a surety bond, and errors and omissions insurance. Your realistic baseline investment lands between $500 and $1,600. Staring at a startup cost is useless unless you calculate the exact time it takes to reach profitability. If you charge a standard market rate of $65 for a basic local serve, we can calculate the break-even point. It takes just 9 to 25 successful serves to recoup the entire investment, making the ROI mathematically exceptionally fast. Hitting those margins consistently requires understanding the day-to-day physical reality of the job. You will handle standard, easy drop-offs, but you will also face high-stress rush orders. And you will deal with recipients who know you are coming. They will hide, duck behind obstructions, and refuse to answer the door. When a target becomes evasive, professionals employ skip tracing. You navigate specialized data tools to locate individuals legally, turning difficulty into premium add-ons. Adding skip tracing to an evasive target order instantly raises your baseline $65 fee to $175 or more. Mastering these specific operational workflows, from skip tracing to court filing, is what allows operators to handle higher-value caseloads required to build a full-time agency. This brings us to the final decision. How does a complete beginner actually learn 50 different state statutes, complex skip tracing workflows, and accurate pricing strategy? The instinct is to use the DIY Google approach. You spend days piecing together fragmented advice from outdated forums and confusing government websites. The DIY path leads to a specific, costly failure, drafting an improper affidavit of service because you missed a single line of state code. Trying to save a few dollars on upfront research isn't worth the financial hit of losing a recurring law firm client because of a technical error on your paperwork. The alternative is to acquire a consolidated, pre-verified operational blueprint built by active professionals. In an industry where a single legal oversight creates personal liability, relying on free, piecemeal advice is a dangerous false economy. This decision tree breaks down your next steps. First, you must be over 18, have no felonies, and handle mild confrontation. Next, you need $600 for LLC and insurance setup. Finally, bypass 40 hours of research by purchasing the Noble Notary Guide. For $24.99, this guide delivers an immediate ROI. It provides the 50-state regulatory breakdown, precise pricing rate cards, and the exact cold email templates you need to land your first law firm clients. It includes a 30-day quick start action plan designed specifically to compress weeks of anxiety into a single weekend of reading. This guide costs less than half of a single standard serve, meaning most users recoup their educational investment on their very first paid job. Click the link below to get started.